you drew it up, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, win nonetheless. I mean, I think the win, had an impact on the game. Sort of made it a game of two halves. When they had the win in the first half, it allowed them to keep some pressure on us, and second half, we had the win behind us, allowed us to keep pressure on them. Disappointed in the first goal that we gave up, obviously, but then I think Stefan showed great character, came up with a couple of big saves in the second half. That's a tough thing to do when you make an error like that, and. I thought our team's ability to come back in the second half was superb.
Obviously, Clint has the 2 goals and sets up the other one. What can you say about his game today?
Clint's an important player for us, and we need to find him. In the first half, we didn't find him enough with the ball. We didn't find Oba with the ball, and so as a result, our offense stagnated. In the second half, once we started finding Clint, we started finding Oba, and I thought both the subs. I thought Marco Papa had a good impact on the game. I thought Chad Barrett had a good impact on the game. So at that point, it was better. The other thing we did wrong in the first half is we pushed. Our midfielders sometimes push too high to press. We got ourselves stretched by pushing up too high, trying to pressure Kiel and some of their midfielders that dropped deep, and that opened us up in midfield. So we did a better job of that in the second half, not getting stretched out.
When you scored your first goal tonight, you ended a drought of 120 minutes of not scoring in this building. What changed after that?
The first goal was a fantastic free kick, from Clint. It was also great. Oba followed it up, so even if it hadn't gone in directly, he was there to head it away. I never think about things like, okay, were you scoring here or not scoring here? The last game we played here, FCDallas was very emotional. It was Sheldon Hindman's last game, and then they put together a very good 90 minutes, so that's 90 of that 120. So, generally we've generally played reasonably well here.
Would you say the wind was a factor at all in the match?
Yeah, the wind was definitely a factor. It made it a game of two halves. They had the wind in the first half, and we had the wind in the second half, so that definitely altered the game a little bit.
The game was pretty chippy in the first half. Did that change at all in the second half?
Yeah, I think it changed a little bit. We told our guys to make sure they were cautious. We didn't want somebody to pick up a second yellow, or anything like that. There was some strange, there was one, I think, where he gave a yellow to Thomas for a foul on Pineda, but he let play continue, so they end up with a free kick deep in our end of the field. So I would rather have called the foul right away and given the yellow at that point, and it would have been our ball. So but those are things. Overall, I thought the referee tried to manage the game in the first half, and he did it through the cards. That was his way of managing it, and we told our guys to make sure we're careful with it. And one of the reasons we probably took out Lamar as well is because he was sitting on a yellow and wanted to make sure he didn't pick up a second.
4-4 draw last week, win tonight, 5 goals from Mr. Dempsey in 2 games. Does he ever cease to amaze you?
No, he doesn't. There was a lot of people that were saying, he's out of form, he's not there right now. I think he's put to rest some of those people right now. He's obviously a very important player for our team. He's trying to make sure he's ready for the World Cup as well. For the U.S., he's going to be an important player for them also. And, he did good things. His running off the ball was good. His free kick was great. Chad Barrett hit him a great ball for that third goal.
Your thoughts on the midfield with Pineda and Alonso, what they were able to do after the first half?
I thought it was better in the second half because they sat more together, and that was the thing. They got stretched apart in the first half, where one of them was pushing really high to pressure, and so we really talked about that at halftime, and so the second half was better.